Welcome to Vibin' with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. This is episode 192 of my show, and I'm so very excited to bring my next guests onto this show. They are musicians, Demoye and Annie Elise. So both of these incredible women have pushed the envelope with their music. They met during their first year at Berklee College of Music, and they released their new single, Bicy, in January. So Bicy is a song about missing your boyfriend and all of the emotions that come with it. So yeah, I'm very excited to have these ladies on the show tonight, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. Who's in the house? Talk to me. What's up, guys? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. How's your weekend going?
Weekend's going pretty good. It's snowing like outside
A
right
lot.
now. Not even joking.
Like tons of snow. Was it like 20 degrees?
yeah,
Colder.
even lower than that, honestly.
It was really cold. I was walking over here
Yeah.
and like my nose got so red and cold and my fingers are like still warming up. It's been like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on my show. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this new single.
Yes. Bicy, bicy, bicy.
Yes. So I guess tell me, let's talk about like the beginning of when you guys first met at Berklee College of Music. Bring me back to that day when you guys met.
Oh, the day we didn't meet in person actually. It was so important to know. Our very first year at Berklee, Demoye was like super busy doing things all the time.
Trying.
And I hosted a radio show on campus. And the way that we met was because Demoye had a song that was out and I was obsessed and I wanted to play it on my radio show. So I DM'd her and was like, "Can I play your song on my radio
And
show?"
in the midst of it, I was doing promotion for a show that I was doing on campus.
Oh yeah, and I'd seen the posters. They were everywhere in like the elevators.
Posters everywhere.
Everyone knew about this show. Yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put my violin down a second. But yeah, it was like, "I want to play your song Crush like on our show." It was called This Slaps. And now rip the burn. The radio station like doesn't exist on campus anymore, but Demoye was on it. We featured her song and that's how we first got connected, was over Instagram through my little radio show that I hosted with my roommate. It was like the randomest thing.
And then when we met in person / on Zoom, for the first time, it was like fast forward 10 months. Berklee was doing like this virtual partnership with Warner Music Group to have like Berklee songwriters and producers and top liners and singers submit their demos to one of the record labels. And then that's how we had re-met.
Yeah, Demoye hit me up and was like, "Do you want to work on something together?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." And so we just kind of exchanged songs. We found we had the same taste in music, the same general way that we like to create, and that we actually made Bicy for that, like to pitch to Warner. And so now, like, what has it been, 3 years later?
Oh, like 2-3 years. And
yeah,
then
it's been a long time.
some refining, and then we released it.
Yay! Oh, that's such a fun story. And I love that, like, Annie, you were working at a radio station. You're like, yeah, Demoye is like amazing.
Well, I was in the know. I was in the know. We were a tastemaker station. We just kidding. We had like, I think 2 people listened, and they were both my mom. So
Hey, I listened to Count Me 3.
I love it though. Like, I think that's really cool how you guys came together with the power of music with Berklee, and now you have this single. So let's talk about Bicy. Like, let's talk about the evolution and the inspiration behind the song.
Oh my gosh, where to start?
You
You start. Go with the. Well, I don't know. It's like
I think we were just kind of
'cause
like exchanging.
nothing really
Ideas,
happened like
really.
first. So
Right.
the way that we worked on this was Demoye and I met for a session and kind of listened to this entire playlist of songs that we had put together that we both liked.
And like reference tracks of like a common ground of like genres that the both of us liked.
Yeah, and there was this one song that we just were obsessed with. It's called Blood Sugar by Kid Bloom, and we were just like, she texted me and was like, Blood Sugar, best song ever. And so we just like, we kind of referenced that song so we were like, okay, so now we know we want to go this direction with production. And as we kind of started, Demoy wrote this incredible chorus. I don't know where you pulled it from, but
I think I was just kind of naturally going off the vibe of being in a pandemic and like missing people, missing loved ones, missing that special someone. And then when it just came to writing the hook, I went with what I felt, and then we just sort of slowly built off of that.
Nothing changed. It was the chorus she wrote in that like session is the same one that made it in the final song. The only difference is we put it like down a key afterwards.
Yeah.
But just as we kept like adding onto the song, it was really weird. Like every idea we had made its way into the final version.
Like it was completely just, it didn't feel like I did more of something or Annie did more of something. It was like,
it was a true 50-50 collaboration. Crazy.
Awesome. Well, it's an incredible song, and I feel like we all can relate to that, because it's like, we're like, oh, we just want to be in the same room with you. We miss you. Right?
Yeah, we didn't even write the song in the same room. This was like November 2020, so we were doing it all over Zoom through shared Logic sessions.
I don't even remember how many Zoom sessions we had.
A lot.
Honestly. And they were all like super late at night.
Oh yeah, like 10 p.m. It was so late. I remember like it was Thanksgiving break that we worked on this the most. I'd be like, okay, good night everyone. And then we like go up and Zoom Demoy for
Literally
like
until like what?
4 hours to like 1 in the morning. Yeah. But hey, it worked out.
Yeah, and I think especially when you say 2020, I feel like it was a long time ago, but also like you guys were in school like during the pandemic.
Yeah,
right?
Crazy.
So, like how are you in college like trying to meet people, especially because Berklee is one of those things where it's like you want to meet people and like jam with people, and it's like, yeah, but like everybody has to be separate.
I don't know about you, but I didn't really meet people. I kind of tried to stay in touch with the people I already had met, but because it was so hard to meet new people, you kind of were relying off of things like this Warner camp to kind of collaborate with people rather than like, because meeting them just doesn't really happen in a
like a lot of different
situation.
And like a lot of different virtual like master classes that Berklee was holding too. And around the time that we were working on that, that's when my social media journey on TikTok started growing, and then that's how I met a lot of fellow creators that I still talk to this day as friends. So I would say TikTok was like,
you met more people than I did.
I've met quite a lot of people on TikTok.
I had the opposite experience. I think I was telling Demoy about this. Like I had one video go sort of viral on Instagram Reels and got so much hate for it. I was just like, never again, never again.
That honestly made me so mad.
I know. It was a reel that was like pointing out sexism in the music industry and how like as producers that sucks, and everyone was like, go back to the kitchen, make a sandwich, you wench. And I was like, oh my god, I'm not making a reel ever again.
Wow. And I think that's so difficult because as strong women who are in the music business, right? Like it's just like you're paving your own way, and when it's crazy,
it's like you gotta pick your battles, and that's not one I really want to pick. So Demoy lucked out on the social media side.
Yeah, I think it's like it's interesting because like you want social media to show your creativeness and about the things that you go through, right? And you either have people like support you and love you, or you just have people like just come at you from all sides. And it's like it's crazy that you guys had such differing experiences with that. You know what I mean?
Right. And it would be for no reason too, which always makes me mad. But at the end of the day, I love what I do.
Yeah.
And I love to share it to the world.
So I guess Demoy, since you're on the opposite end of the spectrum, like TikTok and social media has done so well for you, and Annie, you're just like, oh my gosh, I said something and now like I had all this hate coming for me. Like, what advice do you have for people in dealing with hate?
Give me advice. Give me all the advice.
You know, need I say there is so much power in a block button. I mean, it's as simple as that. You just delete it.
Yeah.
Block. You'll never see that person again.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's like I know some people address the hate and they're like, hey, like you might see a comment and then to respond to it because you have like a funny way to respond. But I think it's like there's different ways to approach it. But I love the block button. I think it's fun. And
I'm just like, block. There was one point in my life on TikTok that somebody had called me a bad singer when I had duetted somebody, and I went off on them with like 3 different videos, and then I realized, what the heck am I doing? I can just block them.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever see those videos to the light of day because I let
Also,
that person get to
false.
But
False.
I mean,
You're a
oh my
fantastic singer.
I
We have
try.
so many songs to prove
I
it.
try.
But also that the haters are always the ones with no profile picture.
Literally, this person did not have a profile picture.
How dare they?
I can confirm.
Right? Okay, so Annie, so the people that were going hard on you on social media, like I'm sure like they didn't have pictures.
Oh, no.
Right?
But, well, they did. They were all men that were like, sexism doesn't exist in the music industry, and this didn't happen. You made this up, and I was like, oh man, all right.
Yeah.
It's just like an interesting place to be in because obviously, like as a woman who works behind the scenes in music, like I care very deeply about this and about I don't know, like more visibility and equal opportunities for women in music. And
Yeah.
I think I just realized that putting stuff out on social media is not the way to spread that message. It's more just by working with people who want to work with awesome female creators like Demoy. We actually just are doing this fantastic collaboration this month with Spotify, Notable. They put together an editorial playlist of songs that are 100% created by women.
100%.
100%, all completely written, produced, everything by women.
And on there, you'll find Bicey. And
on
not
the
only
cover,
that,
you'll find us on the cover.
You will find us on the cover of this page.
So
Yeah.
it's fantastic, and like that, I feel like it's a much more effective way at showcasing the point, which is actually like true visibility for our music rather than just like being a person floating around on social media, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like there's no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, I think for Demoy's social media message, what she's doing is absolutely fantastic.
But I will say the wrong way to do it is to reply to somebody with 5 videos telling them that they're wrong. So I will say that.
I love it, but it's just like, yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I love that I saw that cover. It's stunning, and I love people, especially people in media and people with, especially like Spotify. Like you think of a giant like Spotify, and for them to highlight women, like women musicians that are producing and composing.
Like that just goes to, and then when you go to that playlist, you see all these amazing like other artists and producers that are so wonderful to support that maybe you've never heard of before. And I just feel like
And it's such a beautiful playlist.
It is. I've like
honestly.
listened to it so many times this month.
Yeah. Yes. And Women's History Month is coming up.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what can we do to support you ladies and other female musicians?
That's a fantastic question. Do you have an answer to this?
Well,
I have many thoughts on this.
to support us, we're both active on Instagram. I'm active on TikTok. Y'all should follow us. And we both release music. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. Wherever you listen to music, we are there, Demoy and
any of these.
And then as far as supporting women like in the music industry,
I think honestly it's easier, I think, as like a viewer or a consumer of music to kind of just be a little bit more conscious about where your music is coming from. But that's not where it starts. It starts with other creatives saying, you're awesome and I want to work with you, which is kind of how Demoy and I started working together. It's not like we set out to work with only women. It just kind of happened this way and
spontaneously.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I've also like I've seen a lot of people that will be like I want to work with a woman just because they're a woman, to like check that off of a box, and that feels way less genuine than like Demoy's awesome and I want to work with Demoy.
Like, work with us just because we're
Because
us.
we're us. Yeah.
You know, we're one and the same. We all love music. We love creating beautiful things. Let's just all do it together, regardless of who we are and what we identify as. So
Yeah. And I think music is music, and like it can come from so many different facets and inspirations and everything like that. But always support women in the music industry, because the thing is, it's so important. It's a very heavily dominated male industry. We know with some of these execs and record labels, the people that write the checks, they're men, and we need more women in this space.
Did you know that the number of female producers actually went down from last year? Now we were at 3% of the top songs were produced by women. Now we're at 2%. It's so little. So why I love working with. Did you know that? Yeah, no, it went down. Did you know it could get worse?
I would have thought it went up, honestly.
I would think so too.
Nope.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like throw that statistic.
No,
at
I
you.
honestly thought it would have went up.
It did for a little. It was at 2.6, then it went to 3. Now it's at 2.
Wow.
I think it's the Annenberg Inclusion Initiative that is tracking that, and they just put out their 2023 report. And I was like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, support women.
Support women, because like there's so much music that you can listen to, but support independent artists, support women. If you're a musician, hire women. Like if you are a band, hire female musicians. Like I was actually just having this conversation with someone the other day, and they're like, it would be so cool if people would hire bassists and guitarists and drummers, like female. Like how often do you see female drummers in bands?
Not often enough.
No.
Right. So it's just like give women a chance and just like let them be who they are and let's dominate, right? Girl power.
Yeah. Girl power.
Definitely. So, okay, so both of you met your first year at Berklee. What do you enjoy about attending Berklee College of Music?
Ooh.
So I should preface this with Demoy is currently at Berklee,
And
I am no longer at Berklee, but I was at Berklee when we met. And I think what I appreciated most about the program, I was a double production major, so I did electronic production design and music production engineering.
And I don't know how you do it.
I don't either. But I really felt like coming out of the program, like I understood enough to be able to actually work like in music in the real world and to make it work out. But what I appreciated the most is that they kind of let you work on your music in a really how do I say this? Like a very focused way, but one that also feels really genuine, not only to yourself as an artist, but also to like the industry as it shapes. Like I remember bringing my songs in, and instead of people or professors questioning me, being like, "Oh, like what techniques did you use?" What they would be like, "How does this make you feel? Did it set out to accomplish what you wanted to in this production? Does the artist that you're working with like this song?" It was questions like that that kind of taught me to work with other people. So I think kind of learning how to collaborate in this crazy world is something that Berklee definitely helped with.
Mm. If we're talking majors, so I study film scoring at Berklee, and if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's like composing and writing music to film, movie, TV shows.
She's basically Hans Zimmer.
We're trying. We are trying. I would say one thing that I definitely did take quite a lot of film scoring knowledge from Berklee in regards to what the process is like, you know, working with a director and then sort of experimenting with different moods and scenes, but in the right way, considering like, oh, we should use like this kind of orchestra to convey a sad mood, or, you know, this type of arrangement to convey like a chase scene or like a fight scene and whatnot. And I know in my last semester right now, we're working on scoring like full length short films from students that go to LMU.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really exciting. But and then towards the end of this semester, we're gonna be going into like studios and like recording a live orchestra, which is something that we got to dip our toes into the previous fall and spring semester of last year. But you know, being like in that actual process of what it's like to be a film scoring composer, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I am certainly going to miss it come May when I graduate. And then aside from film scoring, really just meeting a lot of friends and like-minded people, as far as, you know, we all love what we do. We all love the music that we make, and we love being true to ourselves. And so, you know, meeting everybody, you know, with that same mindset, it's truly refreshing, and I absolutely love it. And then I'd say lastly, definitely the performance opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you put on some great shows.
I try, and also performing alongside friends as well. Like I've done,
We performed together.
yeah, like once or twice.
Every time,
Honestly. Yeah. But that's always fun to do. But I'm good. I mean, overall, I'm gonna miss Berklee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah. Especially because when you were in Berklee, you were dealing with like this pandemic, and now we're kind of still in it, but were kind of
Not to the extent that we were when we were just first starting in college. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we still get the beauty of doing like some Zoom calls to, stay at home and relax and not be in class all day.
yeah.
But, it's like a mix.
Yeah, so why did you pick film scoring? Because I mean, I think there's so many different components of music, and I think it's like some people are into songwriting and production, all this other stuff. And I think film scoring is one of those things, like when you watch a movie and you see like an aerial view, and then you see like people arguing, and it just like, and then the change of scene. So like, why were you drawn to film scoring?
Right. So I do not talk about this often, but I was classically trained first. Like I'm a classical pianist, and growing up, in private lesson, I learned how to compose first before I could sing and songwrite. So come around the first time, like I had worked on my first project, I think it was like 14, 15, like I started watching like a lot of movies. And I remember watching WALL-E for the first time. It's like a popular Pixar film.
Yeah.
And seeing the scene, if anybody knows, where WALL-E and Eve are like dancing in space.
Yes, that's such a
And then I had, researched that cue. It was called Define Dancing by Thomas Newman. I think is the composer. And then I listened to the whole discography without the movie, like after I had seen it, and I was like, this is what I want to do. So my mind was like set on it at a young age. And then come freshman year of high school, the Berklee Film Scoring Department had visited my high school to do like a presentation on what it's like to like pursue the major, all the courses you have to take. And all I could think about in high school was, I need to go to Berklee. This is the school. I need to be in this major. I'm going to graduate with this degree.
Yeah.
So,
And you're doing it.
and I am doing it, and it's scary to think about it.
No, but it's crazy because it's kind of like the composing came first, and then they came to your school, and you're like, okay, the stars have aligned. This is like what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, the stars have aligned, and come May, I'm getting that degree.
I know that's crazy. I'm so proud.
Life, I will tell you.
Amazing. So do you have like an ideal film, or do you have a specific film that you wish that you did the score to?
Ooh.
I know.
Oh. I mean, I have to think about this because I love a lot of movies. I love a lot of TV shows. I mean, just for the sake that I enjoyed it so much, I would have to say WALL-E. Like that's like, it's my number one favorite Pixar film from Disney. So if I had scored for that, I would cry.
You die.
I would simply pass away happy.
So is it safe to say that you would love to work with Pixar and score all their movies?
Absolutely.
Like,
If they're watching now, if I happen to be on the algorithm, sign me up today, please.
yes, if someone has any connection with Pixar, like, let's hook this up, because Demoy will be graduating in a couple short months.
Hey,
High school.
I'll be on the market.
So, Annie, how did you pick your specific major at Berklee?
Oh man. It's so funny because the major that I did is only like half relating to the work that I'm doing now. So I guess I'll just briefly go through what that was. In high school, I also was classically trained. Classical violin was my thing. And then I got to school and my finger stopped working. Like this pinky, not my pinky, my index finger. It's kind of stuck like that. And that's what was going. And that happened my first semester at Berklee. And I was like, oh, all right, guess we're not going to be a professional violinist. So then I kind of was like, oh my gosh, like, do I drop out and go somewhere else, or do I do something else? And so I pivoted into production, just absolutely fell in love with the whole process of making music, the whole process of being around other creative people. I produce a lot with Demoy. I produce a lot for other people, done just like string arrangements and stuff, just, and that's kind of how that happened. And then I got a job offer to do A&R, and that's my current role. I do artist and repertoire for Network Music Group, and I've been there for a little over a year now, and it's just been a fantastic fit. Because A&R, I think most people get this misconception that A&Rs are like the gatekeepers to the label worlds. Yeah. But really what we are is like executive producers of an artist's career. I like to think of it as that way. So we're involved fully in every creative decision, and it's a little bit like producing, but on a much larger scale. So I like when I get to work really in depth and extensively with artists like Demoy, we are working pretty much on your entire album together. That's like really fun for me because it's like I get to see the entire vision, not just of this, but also like what song should we release first? How long in between? Like I think you changed your entire cadence after we like had a chat. So it's just like really fun to get to be involved in that way too, because creativity when it comes to releasing music is in everything, not just in the music, but also your release plan, your marketing strategy. I don't know, I could gab about those things.
And I will say, building off of that, I actually didn't start like truly pivoting off of like production and like getting into sampling and then being at home and recording myself and making my own beats until the pandemic year. And shortly, really after I had met Annie, like she nearly taught me almost everything I know as far as like the foundation of it all, and like the like experimentation with like ear candies and like sound design. Like I get emotional thinking about it sometimes.
It's been a long journey.
It has been a long journey.
That's cool. So I guess to make it even more emotional, what do you guys enjoy most about working with one another?
Oh, that's easy. It's a true collaboration. Every time I work with Demoy, I feel like there's just like, I don't know, there's nothing stopping any of us. It's just 100% me and 100% Demoy, and none of that gets in the way. It just meshes in this really easy, effortless, creative way that is honestly unlike anything I've heard before. So that's super fun.
And then through all that, just kind of, I guess, learning like the certain kinds of production as far as like low pass, high pass. That's like an inside joke between us.
Which one is it?
Like learning about like compressors and EQ. Like right now, I'm trying to get into mastering.
Demoy's favorite line is, "What plugin did you just use?"
Like,
and then
what
like
plugin did you just
the
use?
week after, she'll be like, "I bought it. How do I use it?"
Literally a week after, I will buy that plugin and then I will use it for all eternity.
What, Little Plate, Soothe, Valhalla Shimmer.
I've used Fresh Air.
Fresh Air.
You mentioned Soothe. I use Soothe.
Yeah, Soothe. Yeah. Oh man, so fun. So we have like identical plugin libraries now. It's so funny.
And I've been using Splice a lot more as far as like making like building off the samples and like making my own music. But yeah,
Love it. So what do you have, like what kind of advice do you have for other people that are looking to collaborate with other people? Like what do you think works best? How is this working as beautifully as it has been? What's the secret?
a jam session, like a jam listening session.
Finding the
on
right
Spotify,
collaborators.
Apple Music, seeing like the common ground.
Yeah.
That's how we started.
Yeah, not trying to force anything too.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we've had ideas and we'll work on it for an hour and be like, nah, this is not it.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay to be like so unattached, I guess, from that you're not afraid to say, you know what, this is not best serving the project or you as an artist. Let's just start over. And that's fine, and it's not like a reflection of any of our skills.
And I think with our process, we've just kind of gone with the flow. Like we never thought too much about like how this should sound as far as like how music sounds like nowadays that everybody listens to.
And even like the reference tracks we pick, the finished song never sounds like it. So it's just kind of like we'll wait and see. We'll explore together. The music making process, I think, for us has been a journey, which is, I think, why I've enjoyed it so much and why it's worked so well, is rather than viewing it as one project, it really is like an evolution into a new era of Demoy, which has been so fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So cool. So I want to talk about how you balance the creativity and the business aspects of music.
I will emphasize the importance of having a manager on your side is the most beautiful thing any artist can go through. Because I don't have to, well, I don't want to say I don't have to deal with any of the business stuff completely.
Yeah.
But through somebody else's eyes, I get to learn about that business stuff in a sense. But yeah, the manager I have right now, Allie, she's super amazing. She handles everything as far as like scheduling my calendar, because Lord knows I wouldn't. Scheduling the kind of different like content I have to make for other creators, other brands, etc. And finding time to work with fellow friends to collaborate on songs, even with Annie.
I just got a calendar email from Ali today that was like,
We have a session
So
on
nice.
Monday, promptly at 4:00.
yes, I will be here.
And then another thing that makes it so beautiful is that it leaves me a lot more time to focus on the creative side of things. So I don't have to worry about like, cracking the numbers and whatnot. I get to just make the music and have fun.
Yeah, I've worked with Allie and she is absolutely amazing. And it's like, yeah, like you do your creative thing and Allie does all like, everything else and all the logistics and business stuff.
She enjoys it. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'm the first artist that she's ever
That's
managed.
crazy.
So for the both of us, it's been a journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out, Alex. I love you so much.
How about you, Annie?
Ooh. Well, these days I find myself working more on the business and the creative side, so it's almost like trying to find, because I do work A&R, which is so business for like other projects.
Yeah.
That I don't know. One thing I've been focusing on recently is like taking those moments to schedule being creative almost, because it is so easy to, I don't know, use up all your creative juice on the business side and not have any left to create new music.
Yeah.
But I found that not doing it alone is very helpful. So when I'm working A&R during the day, then at night, like having sessions and working with other people on music is really helpful and refreshing to balancing that. So it's so funny. You're like fully in creative mode and I like work business all day.
But it's good because it's kind of like that yin and yang. It's kind of like,
It's nice. Yeah, I send my demos to Des Moines for advice. She sends me her business questions for advice. It works out. Hey, Ali just joined. Ali, you just missed us talking about
So you sent me a demo. I was like, send me stems now. I want to create to this now.
So, Demoya, you're graduating in a couple months. What do you have planned for life after Berkeley?
Life after Berkeley. I mean, I only hope that Anna, you and I keep working together. So too, you release like what, a few EPs? Who knows? Who knows? But after I graduate, I do plan on staying in Boston for just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after May, I'll probably go back to Texas for
Yeah.
like a year or so, just to sort of like regroup, be with family, be at home, focus a lot more on maintaining my content creation, because it's kind of been put at like a small halt because, last semester and all.
Definitely.
And then as far as moving, I've considered a few cities, but it's looking like LA might be the official move.
Nice. And I think because movie and
being there.
yeah, I kind of like just would make sense because that's like all the creatives and just like, yeah. And I think that's an awesome move. Have you been to LA before?
I've been a few times. I have family out there. So.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, Allie says cross my fingers for LA.
Hey, we're gonna make it happen.
So Annie, what's coming up for you? I mean, I know that you're already working, but like,
Yeah, I'm trying to keep working with Network. It's a bit lonely out here in Boston. Network's all over the globe, but they have an office in New York City, so I am hoping to move out there and get to work in person with a few more people, so it's not just me in my room on my computer. It's kind of sad. Yeah. And that's the thing with like the pandemic and just being remote. It's like we just did Zooms for such a long time. And I actually think going to places and meeting people in person, you're kind of just like, I forgot how to do this, right? Have a common life because you're just like, I'm so used to like hiding behind my computer screen or my phone. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm in the same room with somebody.
Or like being locked in our rooms like literally all day.
I know, literally.
Yeah. Very different, but
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be in person, talking, having more conversations in person with people.
Yeah.
Muscle I haven't flexed in a long time.
Love it. So ladies, that's all the questions I have for this evening. But guys, don't go anywhere because we are going to hear the new single.
Live.
Here we go.
There we go.
Hear the piano okay?
Yeah, we can hear it cool. How about the guys in the comments? Do you guys hear the piano?
Okay. Actually, let me move
This
this
inside, we
closer.
should move this closer.
Since we're like
You guys are
there.
the chat, just an FYI. There's so many people in here that are just like rocking with you that absolutely love you.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good. I'm chill.
Okay. There we go.
Hello.
All right. Here we go. Is everybody ready to hear Bicey?
Woo!
Hate being so lonely all of the time. I wanna do something about it. This distance is slowly causing a crime, making me act about it. You give me butterflies, so I cry till sunrise. I miss you, simple as that. You were my best life, now I'm sad. I can't go back, I miss you, simple as that. Boy, I'm craving you. It's hard to imagine us in the bedroom, away from a party, faded to two-way, yeah. Skin on skin, lips on lips, all over again. Boy, I'm craving you. Boy, I'm craving you. Hate feeling like you got nothing to say. Getting all choked up about it. You're so cold, even from so far away. And I want to do something about it. You give me butterflies, now I cry till sunrise. I miss you. Simple as that, simple as I am. You are my best friend, I'm sad. I can't go back, I miss you. Simple as that. Boy, I'm craving you. It's hard to imagine us in the bedroom, in the party, faded till 2 a.m. Skin on skin, lips on lips, over again. Boy, I'm craving you. Boy, I'm craving you. Boy, I'm craving you. It's 9 p.m. I'm alone again. I tell myself that you'll come by. I know you won't, but I still hope that maybe I can make you mine. But I'm craving you in the bedroom, away from the party, faded to 2 a.m. Skin on skin, lips on lips, all over again. Boy, I'm craving you.
Yes! Ladies, that was beautiful, guys. If you don't already, please make sure to follow both of these beautiful ladies. Guys, plug your socials one more time.
Follow me here and TikTok at Demoye.
And I'm at Annie Elise Music.
And I release on all platforms under Demoye. Wherever you listen to music, I am there.
And I'm there at Annie Elise. And if you listen to Bicey, you'll find us both. Woohoo!
Yeah, so what do you want your fans to take away from this song?
I don't know. Live your truth. Live your truth. Be yourself.
Be authentically yourself.
Yep.
Never limit yourself when it comes to creation.
Love it. So beautiful. And any final words for the room?
I guess thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for popping in. If you happen to be on the northeast side of America, please stay warm because it's been getting freezing cold out here lately. So
cold.
Yes. And what can your fans expect in the next 6 to 7 months? What's coming up with you guys?
So I may or may not be dropping an album soon.
Woo!
You gotta follow me to stay in the loop.
Yep.
I helped
Awesome.
with the album. That's what's coming up for me.
And he's got her credit.
I do.
Gotta run him up.
Whenever the album comes out, please, ladies, come back on the show. Then we can talk all about the album, the creative process, all that beautiful stuff. Sound good?
Thanks for having
Definitely.
us.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. It was so much fun hanging out with you guys on a Saturday. And guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Demoye and Annie. And if you guys are new here, this is Vibe with Ashley Live. I'm Ashley Live. And please give me a follow. Guys, support women in the music business.
Support women, y'all. Please follow Ashley.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Follow these two beautiful ladies and follow me. And just make sure to support women in your local communities and music. Hire female producers, composers, and all that good stuff because women deserve to have that spotlight, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. Once again, I truly appreciate that this was so much fun. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for having us, and it was so good to see you again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You guys can come on anytime you want, together, by yourselves, however you want to do it.
Anytime. I got you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.